Okay, so here's another question. This is also, I don't know whether this is considered a fad, but it's definitely a way that people either tend to manage their weight or they think that they're doing something healthy for themselves by doing juiced fasts. For anywhere from like 3 to 10 days. Sometimes they're longer. What's your feeling about that?
I'm not totally excited about it. Have you ever done a juice fast?
I have.
And what was your result?
Okay, here's the thing. I did a 42-day fast. I did 3 weeks of just raw foods and then 3 weeks of just juice in that order.
Okay.
It was kind of crazy, but it did some things for me, and I don't know whether this, not just physically, just like psychologically and emotionally, the way that you have to care for yourself when you're doing something like that is very specific, because you have to think about yourself all through the day. Physically, okay, yeah, I was like bone woman. I was sitting on the subway and I was like, wow, this seat is like, it's hard. I realized it's because my butt bones were killing me. They were like stabbing into my flesh. I was like, I lost a lot of weight, of course.
Okay.
I did feel in a way lighter, cleaner. I did actually, I actually took a ballet class at the end of it.
Yeah.
And my body felt so open and so, just clean. It wasn't like junk free.
Right.
So, I mean, I would not suggest. I've never done it since. That was like 10 years ago. I haven't been able to do it. I'm like, oh, I can't do it. But like, I felt better, and in a way, I felt like, wow, I really wish I could do this for myself all the time. I knew it was completely unsustainable.
Right. And do this in terms of eating this and this, or do this in terms of really thinking about myself and managing what I put into my body?
Probably a little bit of both.
Right.
One, in that it was completely exhausting for me.
Yeah.
Because you go like, oh, it consumes you. It's almost like, I would imagine like having disordered eating thing, because it's like you have to really think at the beginning of the day, do I have enough vegetables to prepare my stuff, or where am I going? Am I going to be able to get juice in this area? And it's just exhausting. So it's all consuming.
All consuming, right.
That was a part of it. And then like I just really miss chewing.
Sure.
I was like, mastication is good.
I can't imagine, that's a long
That was crazy.
time.
That was crazy. It worked for me in that period. I was going after a couple of different things. It was more like a spiritual and a physical cleanse. I think that it's I don't know whether this is where you could tell me whether physically that was a healthy thing to do, to like, I felt like I was purging toxins and not putting toxins into my body as I did that, which is one of the reasons why I did it. But is that really what I was doing?
Gosh, well, that's interesting because I've never talked to someone who's done anything like that, so it's just
crazy.
Interesting. That's why I asked you. I mean, it's not crazy, but it obviously shows that you have a lot of determination, so you have to give yourself credit for that.
10 years ago, it's all gone. Spent it.
No, not at all. But I think that what happens when you go on these fasts, regardless, the master cleanse, or if you're just juicing, you go from eating your normal calorie amount, what it could be like 2,000 calories, maybe 1,500, to you can barely get to 500 a day. And
juicing and stuff, like if you're just doing that.
Right, so, and I mean, I don't know the specifics of what you were doing, but it would be very hard to get enough calories really to maintain balance in the body. So what happens is that your metabolism just totally shuts down.
Yeah.
And so that's why every time you go on a diet, it's kind of sometimes easy to go on a diet, you're motivated, you lose weight, and then after you lose the weight, what happens? You immediately put the weight back on. Because what happens is that you tell your body, okay, I'm putting you in starvation mode. And the body's in starvation mode, and then when you start to refeed it, the body is still in starvation mode. So what happens is that it still starts to hold on to everything that you give it, which is why you start to gain weight. Because the body's very smart.
And probably more quickly than you would if you...
Way more quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a terrible thing to go on these yo-yo diets, and I know it's so, sometimes, it's just so, you just want to do it because it's like, oh, that's a quick fix.
Because it works for the moment.
Right, and it feels good, you feel empowered, but unfortunately, research shows that the more you go up and down with weight, your metabolism slows incredibly. I think up to 30%, it slows down.